Good morning, everyone. I'm your host, Suchi, and welcome to AI Minute Mondays. AI today has the capability to take static documents and plain text and convert this into dynamic interactive videos all in just seconds. And this has a huge implication in terms of how teams can communicate, learn, share information, and even build their brand. But this also brings in some challenges around creativity, authenticity, and personal voice. So, joining us today to elaborate more on this topic is Rahul Sharma, who is the founder of 4K Labs, which is an app which allows you to take static content and go ahead and generate different kinds of interactive videos. So, Rahul, so glad to have you here on the show. And for the sake of our viewers, if you can share a little bit about your background, that would be great.
Thanks, Suchi. Pleasure to be here. I did my undergrad from IIT Kanpur, graduated with a gold medal, then came to US to do my PhD at University of Southern California. After that, I was an applied scientist at Amazon AGI, where I worked on Nova Foundation models and helped them ship video generation models. So, all in all, I spent nearly a decade understanding the problem of getting AI to generate good videos. What pulled me out to start 4K Labs is that generation turned out to be only half the story. At 4K Labs, we are building AI generated learning videos for school and education. We can make a beautiful lesson in minutes now, but the video still have no idea whether anyone can actually understood anything. So closing that gap for education is what 4K Labs is all about. And this is the problem I'm spending next decade on.
Thank you, Rahul, for sharing that. So, like you mentioned, your app 4K Labs is able to take any static content and generate this video. So, what are the different areas where you've seen this have a great impact? Like you mentioned education, but if you can dwell a little bit more and talk about the impact that you're seeing for this kind of technology.
Hmm. I mean, the straightforward answer is speed and cost. A document or a script becomes a narrated animated video in minutes instead of weeks. That is real. But it is becoming table stakes now. A lot of different tools are popping here and there, which are doing a version of it now. The impact that we care about at 4K Labs is turning video from one-way communication to a two-way one. So that is what we are building at 4K Labs. We call it as INX, INX, interactive narrated experiences. It looks and feels like a narrated video, but the learner is doing things inside it, and it's responding to it. So every learning video for the last 30 years has been a street with no return lane. You press play, it ends, and nobody can tell you if the learner understood a single thing. So the whole industry measures completion, and completion is not comprehension. They measure, did they watch, how long did they finish, but that is not it. A student can finish a video and understand none of it. And inks is different because every moment a learner engages becomes a signal. And the education is where that matters the most. Instead of completion percentage, an educator gets an understanding profile, which concept broke down, for which student, which misconception is forming. And that's what inks is about. And we are putting this in front of Indian classrooms right now. And that's very interesting for us. And then there is an excess story underneath it. So because inks is AI generated, the same lesson can exist in English, Hindi, multiple regional languages with local examples at a cost that makes reaching every student very realistic. And then there are other things as well, which I can talk endlessly about, but I will stop here.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. So that is definitely a huge impact where you're able to reach a much wider segment of population by doing the language conversion as well. And like you mentioned, it's not just about playing a video, but it's interactive, making sure
Yes.
that there's comprehension on the other hand, not just
Yeah.
completion.
Yeah.
So that's great. But moving to the flip side, I have a question about what kind of guardrails do you have in place to ensure that this content, which is AI generated, it's still accurate, first of all. That's the most important, especially because
Mm.
it's learning content. And second, what about, what kind of checks do you have to ensure its appropriateness, the bias that could kind of creep in? And what are the challenges that you have observed when you've been working on generating these video contents? And what are the steps that you take at 4K Labs to ensure that these issues do not run up?
Right. It's a great question, and it's out everywhere. Everyone needs to be aware about it. So so this is a right question to ask any consumer AI company right now, where a model talks directly to a user without no one in the middle. But our architecture is deliberately the opposite of it. So we are a B2B company, not a free-form app a child or kid opens and chats with it.
Mm,
So it's an educator-oriented place where an educator or publisher, they themselves are in the loop before anything reaches a student. So for
mm,
us, safety is a filter that we do not rely on runtime. It's built right inside the workflow. But that said, we do not just lean on the humans alone.
mm,
It's a systematic three-step process for us. The first one is grounding. So we do not let AI models to just generate anything based off the internet. Every inks is generated from source of truth. So the publisher's curriculum, school's syllabus, or maybe customer's own material, everything is aligned to the actual chapter and standard. The model is expressing approved content, and it's not inventing something on the go. That's how we keep it more aligned with the exact material. Second, as I already said, educator is a gate by design for us. So subject experts and publishers review before any student sees it. And
mm,
because we are hosting inks, it's not a sealed traditional video. We can make corrections online over the air instantly. So if there is any problem that we see or someone notices out, there's a full pipeline to just make a change right then and there, and everyone who has access to the video, it changes. So that's a very big difference between traditional videos and inks, the concept that we are working on. And the third is our measurement layer is itself a safety net, because we track whether students actually understood things.
mm.
We can see when a piece of content consistently confuses people. So that gives us a lot of signals around if something is not appropriate or not going in the right direction, and then again we can fix it online. So that's a three-step system that we do right now, but it's an evolving process. We are also learning every day. So I think it's going to be increasingly complicated to make it much better and robust.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Rahul. So, like you said, you have some key differentiators in the way you are working with this technology. So, first of all, it's not something that's available like an AI model on the go. You still are building it. You're still ensuring that it's created and made available, although in a much shorter time frame. And yes, the important aspect of having the human in the loop, because that's definitely always considered a fail safe when the human is approving. And it's great that you
Yeah,
also have a third fallback option where you're still
yeah.
viewing the content and making corrections. So thank you for sharing this information. Great to have you here on the show and have you share your thoughts, and wishing 4K Labs all the best for the future. And that's it for AI Minutes today. Bye.
Thank you, Suchi. It was pleasure to be here.